What is up YouTube, I'm Royal and today I'm bringing you a different kind of video where I'm gonna give you the best beginner champion for every single role. When I say beginner, I don't necessarily mean, oh, I'm brand new to the game. Honestly, if you're below master tier, these champions will be great for you to pick up and start improving in Wild Rift because they're easy to play, yet they're very effective and they teach you a lot of things about the game. So whether you're a beginner Wild Rift player or you're looking to role swap and pick up a champion in a new role, these are my recommendations for the best champions to start out with. And you'll see what I mean by that as we go through the champions. So let's get started right away and talk about Garen in the Baron lane. So Garen has a very basic trading combo that is extremely powerful. He's very tanky and he has one of the strongest ultimates in the game. So your basic trading combo is run at them with your first ability, smack them with your silence, and then spin to win. Garen's combo teaches you an important fundamental of the game, which is spacing. With Garen, when you're using your spin, you want to hit them with the outer edge of your sword, not the inner edge, so it crits and you do more damage. So that teaches you how to space while trading, which is a very important skill to have. Other than that, you have your second ability, which is how you avoid damage, and it blocks damage for a certain amount of seconds based on how many points it has. So using your second ability, while you anticipate the enemy will do damage, is another important skill that you need to learn in Wild Rift that will come in handy with every champion that you play later on. So Garen's trading combo is very powerful. Garen as a champion is extremely tanky, so even if you do make a few mistakes, you will often go unpunished because of his tankiness and his bulkiness and his ability to survive even in team fights when 5 people are hitting you. And let's not forget Garen's ultimate, which will keep you effective even when things are going south, but when things are going great, you're gonna be completely destroying your lane opponent, being able to burst them with one combo and then using your ultimate when they're at around 35% HP and killing them. But you will still be useful when behind, because when the enemy team engages, you can focus one target, ult them, and get rid of them and make the game a 4v5 teamfight. Moving on to the jungle, we have Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao is one of the greatest junglers because his clear speed is really good, his ganking is very simple, and he excels in team fights as a bruiser role with his ultimate. So your clear speed is really good, just make sure you're auto-resetting your first ability to clear your jungle as efficiently as possible. Your ganks are very simple, you're just gonna jump at them and hit them with your auto attacks and your first and second ability, right? Then in team fights, things are getting a little more complicated because you have to incorporate your ultimate into the combo. You want to dash in, preferably from a flanking position, to a carry, then use your ultimate to swipe everybody else away, so you make it a simple 1 versus 1, and no one else can do damage to you from outside your little arena. Xin Zhao is very simple to play, however he's extremely effective, and I definitely recommend him if you're learning how to jungle. In the mid lane, we have Annie. Annie's a great champion. She teaches you about stuns, she teaches you about gank setup, right? You want to have your stun when your jungler is coming through. She teaches you about teamfight engage because she can do great engages with Tibbers. I definitely recommend Annie. So the best thing about Annie, if you're a beginner in the mid lane, is that last hitting with her is very easy because you can last hit with your first ability and it will reset and refund the mana. You can learn about easy trading combos. You're going to use your third ability to get your shield and movement speed, approach the enemy, stun them with your second ability or first ability, and then drop an auto attack for the electrocute combo, right? Then when you have your ultimate, you can really start bursting enemies. You can one-shot squishies from full health. You can hit tanks and keep them CC'd because your ultimate has a second part where you're gonna knock them up as well. So if you're trying to learn mid lane, Annie's definitely the pick to go. Moving on to the ADC role in bot lane, in the dragon lane, I have picked Caitlyn. Caitlyn is the longest range ADC. Actually, Tristana surpasses her at max levels to do her passive, but for most of the game, Caitlyn is the highest range ADC, and she will teach you how to stay away from the enemy and use your range correctly, which is the most important skill as an ADC. You want to be staying out of the enemy's ranges while still being within your own. This is how you kite bruisers, and you can even do it with ranged champions that have less range than you. So Caitlyn teaches you this very important skill on ADC. She has her own self-peel with her third ability, the net, and she also has a lot of zone control with her second ability, the traps. Her ulti is a great ability if the enemies are escaping with a bit of HP and you wanna just get them. But the most important thing about Caitlyn is her auto attacks, because she's a long-range hyper carry. She shines in the laning phase and she teaches you how to damage the opponent without taking damage back, right? You want to be abusing your long range in lane and in the mid game. In team fights, it will teach you good positioning, because you can position very safely and abuse your long range to constantly DPS the enemy. And finally, for support, I have Nautilus, my main man. That's my main support, Nautilus. So it's not just a beginner-friendly champion, anyone can play him. What's great about Nautilus is that he has so much crowd control. His first ability, Hook, is a great engage tool. His second ability, Shield and AoE damage, does a lot of damage in your combo, so don't underestimate the damage. His passive roots every single member of the enemy team when you drop an auto attack on them. His third ability is great for slowing down the enemies and not letting them get away from you. And your ultimate is one of the greatest engage tools, because it's a point-and-click knock-up. Not many of those exist. Nautilus will teach you basic engage patterns in lane as an engage support, but he can also teach you other things, like roaming. He's a great roamer with his hook. You can go up the river, go to mid lane, hook the enemy champion, play with your jungler, assist them in roaming. And obviously he teaches you about engaging later on into the game. Nautilus ultimate and his hook are some of the best engage tools in the game. So Nautilus is definitely my support recommendation. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment down below your main champion, and subscribe for more Wild Rift content.